You right? So, Zoo by James Patterson. It's quite good. It's above average, to be fair. And what it is an apocalypse novel. The story follows Jackson Oz, and he predicts the apocalypse. You know, like you do. Long before anyone else even has a clue, and he runs around trying to get everyone to take notice, and as is standard in all apocalypse novels, no one wants to know. And the story develops. The story's more focused on the apocalypse really than the characters, and the story develops the apocalypse, and as that develops, more people start paying attention, and Jackson Oz starts getting more help, and him and the government are all trying to do things to stop it. But what really makes this interesting is that it's not a zombie apocalypse novel. No, I know, shocking, isn't it? No, this apocalypse is the animals. The animals, little bit by little bit, are changing, and consequently eating a lot more humans. Or killing them, anyway. At any rate. And that's really makes a refreshing change, because a lot of our popular culture is zombies everywhere, but to have a slightly different take on it like this is very refreshing, and it also keeps it interesting. The fact, before I said the focus is more on the apocalypse, and what I mean by that is what I found most interesting about this book was how the apocalypse developed, and throughout the book it leaves Jackson Oz, and it goes off and it tells a little, like a chapter or so long mini story about someone else in the world. They're dotted all over the world, these little mini stories, and these mini stories show the effects of this rise in animal hostility. So you'll get like hunters in Russia being hunted by wolves, and that is really interesting because it adds a lot of depth and a lot of, flavour to the story. It's not all just some bloke sitting in a boardroom saying, hey, there's an apocalypse happening. You actually get a glimpse of what it looks like, and that makes for quite compelling reading. The characters are largely forgettable. I mean, Jackson Oz is okay. He doesn't really get up to a lot. He's just there. And he doesn't really change a lot. I mean, like, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but he doesn't really seem to have a character arc. He's just the same, and that ordinarily that wouldn't be so bad, but there's at least one thing I can think of that happens, maybe two things to him, and he doesn't seem that bothered that those things, these events, these things that to a normal person would be quite huge. They just don't seem to really change him. The only time I really ever felt anything other than actually liked Jackson Oz or felt any kind of respect for him was near the end, where he actually stands up for what he believes in. He sticks to his guns, sticks to his principles, and that was good. That was like, yeah, okay, good for you, good on you, because like he's offered something by the government that, given the circumstances, would be completely hypocritical for them to do, and he's like, no, this is unacceptable. So, that's the only really time I thought he stood out as a character. And yeah, if you're reading this book, the most interesting part is going to be seeing how the apocalypse develops and happens, and how they solve it, and all the politicians getting in the way. That's going to be the most interesting part. So it flows quite well, and it's quite short and sharp, keeps bobbing along quite quickly, and that's good. It keeps the pace up. If you were... I'd recommend it. I wouldn't say take it super seriously, but expect to be entertained. Anyway, happy reading.